परमेशमिड्यं तं रामकृष्णं शीर्षा नमामः. Namaste, and welcome to the 10th talk in the series. About the nature of the true self, the Atman. Prior to that, we tried to understand the whole personality of an individual. We are very much familiar with the physical self, the physical body, and the world around us. In the language of the Vedanta, the physical individual body is called the Vishwa, and the world outside us is called the Virat. Right from an atom to the whole galaxy. But behind that physical world is a subtler than that mental world, which is made of thoughts, matter, but finer matter. In the technical language of Vedanta, it's called Tejasa, and its macrocosmic counterpart is called Hiranyagarbha, the cosmic mind, of which we all are a small part, a whirlpool of that infinite ocean of the cosmic mind. Finer than that, even subtler than that, just like ice, water vapor, is the third layer is the knowledge space, in which the individual self is called prajna, that which is of knowledge, and the macrocosmic counterpart, that being who is identified with the whole universe. And when he says I, he means the whole universe as being part of all living beings as part of that is called Ishvara, the supreme ruler. Beyond that, where the two meet and become one, is called Brahman. From the macrocosmic point, and from the microcosmic or individual point, that is called the Atman. And it is there where the two meet that the kind of realization say, I am Atma Brahman. This Atman is not in any way different from the Supreme Being, Brahman. Or Christ says, I am He. The individuality that felt he had experienced within his physical self merges in that cosmic I. Or the Sufi saints says, Anal Haq, I am He. Spiritual practices are meant to walk our way to that realization, that experience. Religion is realization. It is not believing in certain doctrines, some books, subscribing to some faith, practicing certain rituals and ceremonies only. They are stepping stones to the ultimate goal, but they are secondary details. We take the ones we are born into. We take some of them, or we might take the benefit of others. It does not matter. All the radii go to the same center. What we are interested is to reach the center. No amount of talking about the path is going to help. It's only that experience of realizing the truth is going to free us from this bondage of ignorance. So in all our pursuits, immaterial of which religious path we follow, which doctrine, which dogma, which prophet, which book, what we want to keep always in mind is that to come towards that realization. Religion is realization. Anything else than that, if you begin to fight, mine is better than yours, you should change yours to mine, that is just disturbing everyone else's peace of mind. No path is perfect, but when you reach to the common center, you'll find that all the great saints have been talking about the same truth. And we are also part of that same truth. How do we keep that the compass, the middle of the compass pointed to the north, and not get distracted by things around us and take them. This is what religion is. That's why people sometimes come and ask me, Swami, what's the difference between religion and spirituality? And I came to understand that they talk about all these secondary details, the temples, the churches, the doctrines, the dogmas, the rituals and the ceremonies which we sometimes keep on doing. And in that forget why we are doing this. Sometimes we go to some temples and you find a small deity, and they put so many flowers, offering so many flowers that the deity gets covered by the flowers, and we are just something like that. What we are seeking for, we have forgotten them, so it becomes an exercise. Let me tell you a story. This is a little story about a zoo that was in some country. It was called Paradise Zoo. Very old zoo. For hundreds of years it was there. There was a speciality about that zoo that main animal. So in that drama that was going on, once in a while people would bring a lion from the jungle from some faraway African country, another part, open the gates, reverse the truck, open the cage, let the lion jump out into that close and disappear. It had a big thick concrete wall all around the place. So one fine day they brought a jungle lion from Africa, opened the gate and let him in there, and they drove off. Lion is narrating his experience. So he's wondering where he is, looks around, was it a friendly place, was it a dangerous place? And then while he was thinking, he saw 3 or 4 lions approaching in a group towards him. He was very much afraid. Are they friends or they are going to attack me? They reached out to him, said, Welcome to Paradise Zoo. Reached out the hand or the paw and shook. And this lion was so relieved. At least they are friendly. And they welcome him. They said, we are the welcoming party to the zoo. Now and then we have foreigners, newcomers coming like that. Our duty is to take them around and show an orientation tour. Very nice. So they started walking. And as they walked, he noticed that everything was spick and span. Everything was clean. There were beautiful paths to walk out. Not like his African. Everything he tried to see, he was comparing with his previous place. He said, nice and clean. As they walked past, they saw a big tree. Around the stump there was a concrete pole platform on which an elderly lion was sitting there. And in front of him there were rows of little cubs sitting facing him. This old lion was talking to something, and these guys were all little ones listening with full attention. He asked, what is this? Oh, this is our education system. Over time we have acquired so much knowledge and experience. We would like to transmit to this younger generation as quickly as possible in a systematic way, so that they become useful to the society. And therefore, this is our education system. Systematically they are educated. And the lion thought, in my jungle there is no such thing like that. You are left to learn things on your own, whatever your mother and father had hard experiences will teach. This is fantastic. Can't imagine having all these facilities. Let's go. They went further down the jungle. Now and then they will find this strong lion standing on the roadside. Very strict. Who are these people? Why this is our security system, the police system, just making sure that everyone follows the rules and laws of this place, because everything is regulated. You want to live in harmony, but the rules and laws and disciplines are there. Thought in my jungle nothing like that is there. The might is right. Whoever is strongest rules runs the show. Very nice. They went a little further down. There was a little valley. And there are two parties. One sitting on the left hand side of the valley, on the other side, and some were jumping in the middle, and these fellows were talking, and that fellows were talking, and all this drama was going on. Somebody was trying to calm them down. So what is that? That is our parliament. This is where we form our laws. This is the government. This is the opposition. We decide how we run the show and everything. And he thought, in my jungle, there's no such law like this. This is so nice. And he go and there was another big playfield where a lot of lions were jumping, running, leaping over. What is this? Sports, recreation. Very important. This is our team getting ready for the Olympics. We'll go to another zoo and compete with them. He just thought, this is amazing. Education, security, governance, sports and recreation.
And you went further down.
There was some elderly lion sitting nicely, quietly under some place.
What is this?
This is where we take care of our elderly.
Aged care.
This
jungle
lion was
so much
charmed by them.
Anyway, so it went on
until they were going around the wall. They found an elderly lion sitting and looking at the wall.
Alone.
Not being part of anything. So he asked,
why is he sitting all alone?
His companions and guides said,
we do not know.
He keeps to himself.
But if you're interested, you
may go and ask him.
So this guy was new,
little daring. So stepped to him, said, hello sir, I have just come in today. I'm just going through my orientation tour. It's so nice.
I've
seen so many fantastic things happening here. But I asked my companions about you and they had no clue.
Why are you sitting
here? What you are doing?
This is such
a wonderful place.
The old man,
the old lion kept looking at the wall and he said, why do you bother me?
So many nice things
are happening. In the sports, you can join the politics, you can do all those type of things.
Then this lion said,
yeah, okay.
He went away
and completed the tour and became integrated
part of the journey.
A couple of months later,
another lion was brought.
Same story, same orientation tour, same completion of seeing all these various things, activities happening, and seeing this elderly lion sitting there. He asked the same questions. His friends went and asked him.
While this
second lion was looking around, he was feeling that he was not in the jungle anymore.
All very nice.
But that freedom of the jungle, it's not there. Everywhere he saw, he was seeing that wall behind everything.
And he was feeling a
little trapped.
So
when he went to that elderly lion, he saw him looking at the wall, so he found something little common. So he said, I have come here. Everything is nice, but I feel this wall is little suffocating for me.
And I find you,
instead of joining the whole party there,
are sitting and
looking at the wall.
Can you please tell me
what are you trying to do?
He said, come.
Sit next to me.
All that is important.
2 months before, one fellow like you had come.
He also asked me
the same question.
I told him, go
and look and enjoy the whole game, and he went away. But I find that after seeing all those things, you're not interested.
You are like me.
I'm trying to figure out a way how to get out of this zoo.
So I am looking
at the wall.
So this world
is that zoo in which we are born.
And we come
and we go through this various type of things.
Education,
in some profession,
and some becoming old.
But
happy
in the zoo.
Not knowing that
we are inside the zoo,
and that we are
born here, we live here, we die here. That sense of bondage was not there, so the seeking for freedom was not there.
Somehow
the inherent freedom of the Atman, the self, that is our true nature, has been so
badly forgotten
that we have hardly any clue that we are
free beings.
And so the society takes us, little child educates us, trains us, plugs us into the system. You're a doctor, engineer, this and that.
Rewards you,
makes a template for you that this is what successful life means.
And you
work through that,
and you become old,
and you die, and
you don't even question
where did I come from?
Where do I go?
What's the meaning and purpose of this life?
Who am I?
Those are taboo questions. Don't ask. People would say.
Just the world is there.
Enjoy it. Be happy.
That is
how the society conditions us.
And most of the
lines are happy with that.
They walk into a profession.
Somebody wants to rule, so he joins the politics. Somebody has got exercise power. He's joins police force or army or something like that. But we
are in one way
born in bondage, we live in bondage, we die in bondage.
The tragedy of
human life is that
in our true
essence,
beyond this gross
body, beyond the mental body, beyond the knowledge body, in the Atman or the self of what we are, we are ever free.
Nitya Mukta,
eternally free,
ever pure,
Shuddha,
full of consciousness,
knowledge.
But the tragedy is
that
while being embodied in this body, that freedom has been reduced to a very small amount. Of little bit of freedom that we have around in the society. Freedom for expression, freedom of this and that can also be taken away from you anytime, just like in this coronavirus situation. You're totally locked down, you can't do this, and we comply. Such is the rigid grip of the society that has. You shake out of that, wham bam, the police comes, the fine comes, something like that. We just do not know how much in bondage we are. While our true nature is full of freedom, we'll live and we adjust and we reconcile with this, and this is how everything is going on. The sheep following the other sheep. While we are full of knowledge, our true nature is infinite knowledge. Akhand, Sat, Chit, Ananda. That is our true nature. Yet we see so much limited knowledge we are happy. Whatever we see through our experience through our five sense organs and all that, that's the world we are happy in, and we are happy to live in this plain physical world. We do a little bit of research here and there, find few things there. Deeper than that knowledge is not available to us. Nitya Shuddha, Nitya Buddha, Nitya Mukta, and Akhand, Sat, Ananda. We are full of bliss. Eternal, infinite bliss. Try to imagine what that would be. Not even an iota of any form of physical, mental at any level. Yet, what do we settle for? We settle for some sense enjoyment. A little bit of food, some picnic, some tour to Alaska, or some sports, or some recreation, or something like that. Our day-to-day life is so humdrum. Get up in the morning, go through that same mechanical process of getting ready, having breakfast, going to work, have lunch, finish work, come down, have some sports, watch TV, dinner, go to sleep, and go again. Day in, day out. It's a wonder that we don't get bored about. If I asked you to go through that same process for the next month, and I said, this is exactly what you're going to follow, you say, I'll die out of boredom, can't do that same thing again. But when you look back, for so many years we've been doing the same thing, still not getting. Somehow we have become hypnotized. That this is real, and this is where we will live and we will die, and success is to be measured by how well we do this. The purpose of life is to break out of this bondage to that ever free state of our true nature, and we get a glimpse of it. We're seeking for it. We want that freedom. We want that infinite knowledge. We want that infinite bliss. We want to be forever existent. That we can't give that up because that is our nature. The error or ignorance is that we are trying to do it in a physical world through a physical body where it is not possible. Yes, you will have knowledge, limited whatever the senses can provide us. And the senses can't provide us, we develop all the technology to make it available to us. We can't see far away things, so make television, can't hear far away. People also have phones and radios and satellite optical telescopes, and so much technology just to enhance the power of the senses, yet still bound by the senses. And no matter how much we try to exercise and feed the body and have all these medicines and agriculture to ensure that there are 3 meals there, that at some point the body will become old, and then it will go. We accept it. This is it. It's like all these lions in the zoo that they think that this is the reality in the prison of this world. While the reality is something beyond this. Now and then, just like that lion sitting and looking at the wall, some people figure out a way out. Majority when they jump over the wall, they don't even have the time to come back, because on the other side is so exciting, that freedom is so inviting that they just make the leap and go. Sri Ramakrishna gives a story about in a village there was some fair or something happening. So like a circus comes, they put a nice tent around, big wall, and inside music and all those things are coming. So some friends, when they said, let's see what's happening there, they put up a ladder against the wall. One of them climbed Others said, go and have
a look and let us know.
This guy climbed
on the wall and what he saw was so enchanting that he didn't even bother to turn around and tell his friends. He just jumped over. Others said, nice fellow, we sent him up there. At least he could have told us what is happening there.
Tell the second one,
you go, but make sure you tell us.
He
climbed also.
But what he saw
was so attractive when he was listening. He also at that moment forgot to turn around and tell. He jumped over and went away.
That guy's head one claim.
And he saw the same. He felt that tremendous urge, but he restrained himself with great strength. And he says, my God, this is something unreal.
Gave some idea
and jumped over.
The fourth one,
he climbed over. So then he said,
if I go and jump over,
then all those people down there will never know. So he restrained himself and he came back and tried to tell, that is something fantastic happening there. You all come.
So the first one
who jumped over, these are ordinary souls, jivas.
They get a glimpse,
they go.
The last
one are the specially ordained souls
who are sometimes
ever free, Ishwar Kotis, who come for that purpose of telling what is on the other side.
And they are the teachers.
They give the Bible and they give the Tripitikas, the Upanishads, the Gita. That beyond this human life, beyond this physical existence, is something so sublime, which is our divine birthright. It's not something that
you choose
or you might not want. It's our very own.
In ignorance,
we have forgotten that, and we have so much identified with this physical existence that we think this to be real and have no clue what's beyond this.
So when we read those teachings of these great people
whose lives become so transformed through that spiritual experience, that
in comparison to something which is infinitely greater. And so in this way this training lessons go. How do we awaken or make this ideal of freedom or self-realization alive? You see, many people read books. They have been going to the churches and temples and listening to hundreds of lectures. But very rarely you find that they get so they assimilate the teachings in such a way that those teachings transform them and their activities and how they approach life, or they become spiritual seekers for that matter. Many are happy to go to the temple now and then. They believe there's some power there. They still want this world. So when they go to the temple and church, they pray. It's not for knowledge or freedom. They want things of the world, but since they can't get it, they want the help of the divine being out there. So they say, that's how prayers are there. If you please fulfill this, I'll make an offering to you and all that. It could be passing some examination, or children, or get married, or promotion, or something. Worldly things we want with the help of the divine. For many people, that's the end, beginning and end of religion. Artharthi. Krishna and the Bhagavad Gita says there are four types of people who come. One of them is who requires. The first one is those who are in distress. Problems are there. They can't solve it. Doctors can't solve it. This and that. So in the last resort, they go to God and pray to Him, and God does step in and alleviates. The second one wants some material thing. I want house, car, property, money, good job, this and that. Provides that. The third one is jigyasu, a seeker. He doesn't want anything from this material world, but he knows that something is missing. He wants to know who he is, the truth itself. And to such they also approach the same source and they get. And the fourth one is one who has realized the truth, become acquainted it, and is so enchanted and enamored with it that he cannot give his mind to this world. They're ever in communion with the divine. Now, Sri Ramakrishna tells the same story in another way. Today we are telling nice stories. Remember the stories and reflect on them. He says a fisherman goes fishing in India. Fishing line. They throw a net in a pond. Seen that round net they'll send. So a fisherman throws a net to catch some fish. And he says all fish are not alike.
Different fish
have different levels of intelligence and alertness.
The superior
most, smartest ones,
they take off
even before the net hits the water.
They're ever so
They're alert of this bondage,
that they don't get
caught in this net of Maya.
They are called Nitya Mukta, ever free. Someone's like that come. They don't need to come to this world, but they come for the purpose of accompany incarnation of God that is spread his teaching. Ramakrishna says he had, along with him, 6 devotees in this 16 disciples. There is a first category. The second category, when the net touches the water and these fish are caught, one of them becomes very aware what this net means. If he doesn't get out of this, it could be ending in somebody's pot. So he makes all, that means at the end of the day there is death there. And he makes all attempts, he struggles, he jumps and this and that, then he leaps out of the net and the fishermen say a big one escaped there, you see. So they become free. Liberated. Through their own spiritual effort. The third category, they are jumping this and that, but maybe in this life freedom did not come. But they did make the effort. They were aware of the net, what are the consequences of the net, and they struggle. Maybe in the next life they will develop that capacity to make that final leap over the net. But they are aware that this is bondage and freedom is beyond this net. And there's a fourth category, which is the majority, the base of the pyramid, who say, okay, net has fallen, not so bad, let's escape it. And what's the method of escaping? They bury their head into the mud and sit down quietly and say as if nothing is going to happen. And when the fisherman draws the net, they all come in. Majority belong to the fourth category. Majority belong to the lions in the zoo who are happy with doing all the things and think that this is very important. You know, people say this world is important. All these duties and responsibilities are important. If we don't do it, who will do it? If we don't have married, then the whole creation will end as if everything depends on them only. But it's only a little bit of self-importance in it. The world does not miss us one, many or thousands if they go. So we are here in this world for what? Enjoyment or work out our way to liberation. So for those who have been coming here again and again, old souls, so to say, have tried to find happiness, knowledge and eternal life or live forever here in this world, and every time death came and took everything away they worked so hard for, and again they came and thought this time I'll be smart and do it in a different way, maybe I'll be born in another country or a different life form, whatever. Eventually all of them come to that same final experience, and they become a little wiser. Okay. They become disenchanted with this world. Other category totally enchanted with this world. Nothing bad. Maybe I'm not happy in this country. Next time I should be born in another country where things are a little better. Something that maybe there's a degree of suffering here. Maybe I should be born in another place where there's no suffering. We'll call that heaven. So they make all the effort to go there and live there. But they're still seeking for that same thing, happiness, a little bit of sense enjoyments there. But nothing is permanent. Even heavens are not permanent. When our good deeds are finished, we come back to this world. Again we go through the grind. Mother Nature is trying to teach us one thing. That freedom that we are seeking, that knowledge we are seeking, that happiness we are seeking, that eternal life we are seeking, is not here. Every time she's trying to teach you things. And we are so stubborn or maybe so thick-skinned that or maybe we think we are so intelligent and work out a way to somehow bypass it, manage it, or this and that. We will find something, these things where it is not. Trying to find a black cat in a dark room where the cat is not there. How will you find it? So again and again we come, again and again we try, again we go through the same story of failure until the soul wakes up and understands deep inside, very intuitively that his seeking is not wrong, it's all good. But where he's seeking and how he's seeking, some problem is there. The eternal cannot be found in temporary things. Dhruvam adhruveshu na prarthayante. When you to enjoy the long life and everything. Nachiketa, even though he was a young boy, but matured in experience, he might say an old soul who understood from his previous experience that whatever he is seeking is not here. And therefore he denied those things and he became competent for that higher knowledge. Yamaraj was very happy. Very rarely I get some person who comes to me who says, I want freedom. Teach me about the nature of life beyond death. So if those who are reading these books, listening to so many lectures and this and that, and now this all coronavirus time, so many discourses and everything is available there. If we are just listening and enjoying this, then this is one type of entertainment, spiritual entertainment. Yes, it's so nice on a Sunday to sit down and listen to this. But deep within that ignition, that spark, desire for freedom is not happening. Then what we are trying to do is not being successful. Maybe the wood is not dry. Okay, the spark is there, but it is not catching the fire. Anyway, but for those in whom because of their previous life experience and samskaras and all those things, suddenly it begins to appear, just like some lions in the zoo. My God, we are inside the zoo. The real freedom is out there. No matter how beautiful it is here, but the real beauty is out there, and that is our divine birthright. How do we make this ideal of freedom alive? How do we make this Atman a living reality so that it captures our imagination? It becomes part, begins to run in the background of our mind all the time. We have a sense. No matter how beautiful is out there, still bondage. Everything will end with death sooner or later. And I'm not going to settle for that. So in the initial stages of spiritual life, for most people, they have to take the help of the experiences that can trigger such an experience. Okay, so you read some book and then it flashes to you. My God, this totally makes sense. If you're young, early age, then you've got a whole life to do something about it. But if you come too old, nothing is wrong even then, because then it will help you in the next life to start. But sooner or later that awakening has to come. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. First we have to wake up to this fact that we are in this bondage. That should translate into some action. I get up. Not just be happy there and life is going on. Everything is set as they say. And then try to make a constant effort to jump over the wall, get out of the net. That is spiritual discipline. That is sadhana. So how do we make that ideal alive? Because if we do not do that, then that will not have any impact on our life. It will continue our everyday life. Yes, so many nice things I know. Maybe I can quote the Bhagavad Gita in the Upanishads. Maybe I can give a nice talk about it. Write some books about it. And you can see there are people who are writers who write beautiful books. Put everything very nicely. But if you look in the life, are they really seeking for the truth? No. They've used that knowledge to make some money. International bestseller or something has become. Somehow that fire has not got caught in their life. Because if it does, it's going to transform you. No longer you can carry on in this way. They will make a subjective change. Your mind will. One of the things the mind will do is understand that things out there are less valuable than the thing that is inside me. Okay, that will be the first thing. That deep inside me there is something that's so profound, so beautiful, full of love and knowledge and beauty and grace and power, and that is my true nature. And even though I don't experience it, but it's a wonderful idea, and if anything, I should give a little bit of my time and effort towards that pursuit. Rather than just beating around the bush, so to say. That's what life is almost at the end of the day. So that idea captivates them a little bit. Then in that process, as the mind becomes a little matured or turned around, you'll find that he will not be able to give that much time and effort to the things out of the world. He'll begin to lose some interest in things out there. No more going,
no
to,
more
the
going
same
to the
parties.
same parties.
No more,
No more
doing all those repeated
entertainments and all those things.
He loses
He
a little bit of
interest in them.
Maybe he goes,
Maybe
once, in a while.
Mind has to be weaned away slowly,
like that.
His friends might begin to think something is wrong with him. Now he's no more fun anymore.
Not good
company.
He says,
I don't mind that.
I don't have to be
part of that group
because
even
though
they might be enjoying, but my sense of seeking something else is there. So this little bit of
change will
begin to happen in that person. He'll be more happier with himself in his own solitude and contemplation and things like that. Managing
with the society
in some way as much as possible, your responsibilities and duties there.
And he's not
unhappy.
He is happy
in his own mind that at least I'm giving my time and effort to something.
And hopefully
in this life I'll get to something
that will
not be taken away from me even by death.
We have this beautiful
Vedic prayer. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam ganaya.
The English
translation is to the divine which is inside us, or the cosmic being. O Lord, lead me from this transitory existence to that eternal permanent.
Because here
everything is going to go. Even this body is going to go. My relatives, friend, money, car, house, everything is going to. I understand that. But I understand there is something beyond this which is permanent.
And if I can
get that, then I'm on firm ground.
So that is that
prayer. Asatoma tamasoma jyotirgamaya.
Here is
all darkness of ignorance.
I have got this
little bit of knowledge. The more I know, I understand. This all little I know.
And on that side, there is infinite existence or
state of mind that is omniscient, all knowing.
That is
also possible.
And I would like
to have that type of mind. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Mritya means destruction. Anything that has been constructed will after some time go through the reverse process of dissolving back to its own constituents.
So that will
happen to this body also.
And he says, but behind this there is something permanent which is deathless,
immortal.
This prayer
comes to not everyone.
Many people pray this.
For many it comes from the throat here,
not from the heart.
And when they pray, even the meaning doesn't come. Forget about the power and the intense urge that is there.
It only comes to those people who have become well and thoroughly disenchanted with this world. Spirituality is for people who are unhappy with this world and their lot. Those who are happy with this world, everything is fine. That means the dream is still beautiful. Maybe a
nightmare will wake you up sometimes.
So might be a
painful experience in this world. You get a whacking. Suddenly things you have been clinging on, holding on to, valuing everything is taken away.
Everything is
falling apart, and suddenly you understand very clearly the temporary nature of this world.
That might be a very painful experience.
Bitter fruit.
But it can have a
very good positive impact in that it wakes you up from this dream, this prison house of this world.
So blessed be that
suffering if it brings that culmination.
So suffering is not bad. Most of the time suffering is a greater teacher than
all the happy things.
Don't wish everyone happy New Year.
Wish them a little bit of some working so that they wake up from this suffering, because otherwise you are wishing them be happy here, come here, remain in this bondage. Knowledge is what we are seeking, not happiness. Self-knowledge is what we are seeking, not knowledge of outside things. So
Mother Nature
is constantly trying to teach us.
And you look back from childhood,
yes, you get some lollies, some sweet fruits there.
But if I ask you to remember the 5 most beautiful, happiest moments of your life, many people will be scratching their head. If you ask, tell me some 5 very painful moments. So I've got a list of 20 there, I can tell you. Such is the summary of our lives. So much suffering is there. And through suffering, we are still not learning somehow. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, all experiences should culminate in some knowledge. Should not be just an experience, a happy thing or a painful thing. And that requires us to go through our experience and reflect on those things. Why are these things happening? What I am supposed to learn out of them? we have to
sometimes
withdraw a
withdraw a
little
little
bit and
analyze and reflect, and
you'll
find
find
that every experience is a great teacher.
You can read
great books, but the best book that you can read is your own life. Every day is a page.
And you
reflect
through
that today I went through these things.
There are some things
There are some
there.
things there. What was it trying to teach?
If you can
filter that out,
extract
the essence of your experience,
you'll find that will not really get repeated
for you next day.
But life is a
great
teacher.
teacher. If you don't learn, you'll have to repeat the same lesson in the same class until you graduate.
So wise
people will
even though
hard times come, tough time comes, no matter personally or socially, or
it could be a
global type of thing.
What is
life trying to teach me?
If you can
get that
and take
it to your advantage,
that
painful experience has become something
that has been
useful to you.
It is
Shreyas.
In the Kathopanishad,
Yamraj, when he is teaching to Nachiketa, he says, my friend,
you are asking
about this death and all those things, but I tell you, in life, experiences come to people.
There are two categories.
Shreyas and prayas.
Shreyas
is that which is good for us. Prayas is that which is enjoyable for us.
And a wise man
takes that which is good, disregards what is enjoyable.
That is
for wise men.
Majority
people want
that is enjoyable,
don't even know what is good.
For example, neem is a very bitter leaf. Juice is very bitter. Not
pleasant at all. But
all the
Ayurvedic doctors will tell you it's very good for you.
Okay, it's Shreyas, but not praise. Sweets are very enjoyable to you.
Some nice ice cream or rasgulla, and you can have it.
Very enjoyable,
but very good for you.
Especially those who are diabetic.
So a wise person understands the nature of things and has the willpower to say no to those things which are not good for him, even though they are enjoyable.
That willpower,
development of that willpower. First, the discrimination and understanding has come.
Then that
willpower should be able to should be there to help them execute that whatever they have understood to be.
So this is what life is constantly trying to teach us.
We learn our lessons.
The ultimate
lesson that we learn from this.
If I ask,
what is that? If you
could give
somebody and remind him and show him flashback 20 lifetimes.
20 different experiences,
different countries, male, female, different professions, different experiences. All those things are there. And every time he grew up, adult, had all this experience, became old and died, same thing.
And he said,
can you tell me what are you supposed to, what you have learned from all those things?
I do not know how many people
would be able to
come to the
essence of the teaching.
Swami
Vivekananda says,
in a very
nice way, he says,
the only
lesson.
Okay, in one sentence,
the only lesson that we learn from all this getting knocked around in this universe,
that all this existence of this life is a humbug, nothing but a humbug.
Why?
Because our
true nature is Atman,
which is ever free, infinite existence, knowledge, bliss. Somehow that is not factoring in our everyday life. We are not seeking no matter 20 lifetimes or 50 lifetimes, if we have made an attempt to walk towards that realization and made some progress, then all those have been useful. But if you've just been going horizontally, coming, living, enjoying, dying, that same repetition is happening just like day to day. Imagine going to night sleep is a death in waking up a new body. Here it's another type of similar experience, day in, day out, it's happening, and we're not making such is the grip of this world on our minds. How do we disentangle ourselves? How do we jump out of this net? Well, first we have to wake up to this idea of freedom. Meditate on it, read about it, think about it, look at the lives of those who have had this and say, wow, what a wonderful experience. I would like to be like that. That should be a trigger, a wish, itcha. I would like to be free. Enjoy that freedom which I see in that life of this grave. I would like to have that infinite knowledge which is my true nature. I would like to be infinitely blissful without any ignorance. I would like to be absolutely free and eternal and immortal. When this idea of freedom creeps then it will begin to work through our thoughts, words and this. Then you say, how do I get it? So in every action that we do, whether we know or not, we go through three stages: Ichcha, Jnana, Kriya. A desire, desire for something. I would like to do this. I will do this. I would like to do this thing. That's the first stage. Then comes a stage. Second stage. How do I do it? And then I go about doing. For example, they say this is a beautiful country. And you hear about it again and again from somebody who has visited that country and is explaining. Then a desire awakens in your mind. I too would like to visit there. If the desire doesn't happen, then nothing else will happen. You might become a good tourist guide and tell people about some nice places there, but you yourself haven't been there, type of thing. And that's what happens sometimes. All these philosophers are there who talk about this Atman, Brahman and self-realization, who haven't been there and don't want to go there, yet they talk. Those guides who have never been there. Best ones are there, who have been there, who come back and tell. They are the ones with authority out of their own experience. Anyway, the Ichcha part. Then he says, okay, how do I do that? So he talks his friend, he says, he can take a boat, he can go by plane, he can do various means, you require a visa and all those things, so many things. About ways and means to them, and select which one, one of them. But he doesn't simply sit down there. It's a beautiful island or country, and these are the means he's up and doing. So he saves money, buys his ticket, gets his visa, boards a plane, and he goes to action, and he reaches there. You'll find that we go through the process in most things. Whether you want to buy a car, or buy a house, or everything goes through this wish, Ichcha, Jnana, knowledge, how to go about doing it, in a Kriya stage, walk the talk, sort of go into action. So same process applies to this ideal of self-realization. This beautiful place, which is our Atman-nature. The more we meditate about it, the more we think about it, the more it becomes alive. That is the secret. How do we infuse so much of our energy and vitality into it that idea grows and becomes alive and captures us and begins to make us do those things. And we have done that also. Many people who are professional. For example, somebody is a doctor. How did he become a doctor, you might ask him. He said when he was in classroom, in lower classes in primary school, some relative was a doctor. He visited the doctor's surgery. He met some people. He saw on TV or something. Anyway, he liked it very much. And there was this initial spark. And then because he liked it, he did some more research on internet and this and that. He met some more people until the desire came in him that I would like to become a doctor myself. You see, initial knowledge that he gathered from here became personalized, integrated, assimilated, digested, and became part of his being. That from within it was beginning to direct and control his thoughts and words and deeds. That is what spiritual knowledge how should be digested, made part of our own self, so that it begins to work from within, and then the rest of the things will begin to follow. So making this idea alive. Think about it, dream about it, meditate on it, contemplate on it, churn it inside there. You have to not just say milk is there, is beautiful, milk is there, but you have to drink the milk. You should have the power of digestion. Take it into your body, respiration, burn it, and you should feel the energy that comes out of drinking that. Then that milk was there. Drinking that milk or knowing about it has been useful. But if you say milk is very nice, it's in the shelf or in the fridge, I haven't tasted it myself, but I hear it's very nice, that is not going to be much help. Many people spiritual knowledge is all that. This is what the Gita says, that's what the Upanishad says. Have you tried to meditate every day in the morning? Are you making an effort to this? No, Swamiji, but it's very nice. I come to listen to lectures, I go to the temple, I do this, I know Swamis and all those things. So what has become to you? How has it helped you? Oh, that is very nice. It's a good feeling. Some entertainment, religious or spiritual entertainment. That is not the goal of it. The ultimate goal is to spark Okay,
to launch
into this thing.
So that
little child who wanted to be a doctor, what does he do? Then he starts to prepare himself for that particular examination. A lot of hard work is there to get admission into a medical course.
But
How much time and energy and discipline he puts in there because he is so focused on becoming doctor.
And then he gets
admitted into a medical course and goes through this 5, 6, 7 years of rigorous training and all that, and he comes out with a MBBS or something, and he feels so good, graduation, I have become a doctor.
You see, so much
effort,
so many
years of hard work, right from childhood till he's almost an adult he has put.
And if you ask him,
are you happy to meditate for 10 minutes, 15 minutes every day?
Okay.
Oh, Swamiji, I am so busy, I don't have time. Hundreds of excuses are there.
The truth is that they are not interested.
That idea has not become alive for them.
It's nice
there, but somehow the ignition has not happened.
So
that is an important point.
How do we make
this idea the ideal or goal of realization or the ideal of the Atman alive for us?
And once it
captures us,
then we are
on the track.
Until that
has happened,
all this is
just preparatory work.
And each one of us can reflect
and say,
well, where are we?
I remember a story once of one of our center where I had joined. There were a group of young novices who had come and joined. So our Secretary Swami, every evening after dinner we'll take a little walk. And there's this in India, this Durga Puja, which is worship of the Divine Mother in a very grand way. So in our neighboring center, this festival was there, and one of our brahmacharis had gone to be part of the celebration and to help there. And he had come back after the puja. So everyone was asking, so how was it? What happened there? And he was so excited. So many people came. There was great huge crowds, and puja went everything nicely, and everything is there. And we are all listening to him. And when he finished, I remember very clearly. In Bengali, the Swami who was the secretary, he said, "Tate tomar ki holo." In English means, yes, very nice. But how did you benefit out of that? And everyone was quiet. That is very important. When we go through all this drama that is happening around various activities in the name of religion or spirituality or whatever is happening there, sometimes we are part of a big crowd, we feel it's good, everything is, but sometimes we need to step back and say, so am I getting some benefit out of it? How am I transforming, how am I growing, how am I developing? If that stock taking and reviewing is not happening, or we are not feeling that, then this whole life can go in. For 20 years, 50 years, we are going to the church, we are going through the same rituals and ceremonies, and it's like going to school, but at the end of the life, we are still in class 12. Because we are not making that progress. We think going to the school, that is the whole thing. Not getting knowledge and getting promoted is why we are going there. So this school is this world. Many of us come here, remain here in the same class and live in the same class, come back to the same class. No, we are here for knowledge. To understand whatever we are seeking is not in this life, this world here. It's our divine birthright. It's within us. At some point we have to say, let go this world. It's too much with us. It takes too much of our time and energy. And direct a little bit of the time and energy to that internal seeking. What will be the path? Who will help you? That will come to you. But the desire that I should have it should be the first thing. Then everything will begin to fall in place. The one whom we are seeking for is here and now, all the time, within us. We are He, actually. That's the most interesting thing. It's like we go around saying, whom do you want to? I want to meet myself. You are yourself. How can you meet yourself? The other day I was talking to one of our friends, and he said, I would like to meet God and shake hands with Him. And I thought about it, and I said, you're shaking hands with Him everywhere because He is present in all these forms, yet you do not know. You call him man. Actually, the one you are thinking God is there in every one of us. He is present in everyone. Not only shaking hands, he is shaking you. Not only your hand, but you from your toe to your head. Because he is the power within that is making everything happen. What a wonderful idea of that divine being present inside us. It is that consciousness which activates us, energizes us, infuses us with all knowledge and vitality and everything, right from the depths of our being at the subtlest level to the mental level to the physical level. That means I am conscious because of the consciousness of the divine self inside me. This little knowledge that I get from our sense objects is because of that inner knowledge that is shining throughout these sense organs. The little happiness and joys and pleasures that I experience by seeing things, listening to things, tasting things is really an expression, a little bit of array, or a little glimpse of that infinite bliss that's inside me. That sense of permanence that I feel that I am this body and I should live forever, live as long as is a little bit of that infinite existence that eternal immortal Atman is asserting itself again and again, trying to express itself in this way until it realizes that it is impossible. The infinite can never be manifested through finite things. Makes common sense. And when he has understood that, then he gives up that futile, vain attempt. And what does he do? He retreats, takes it easy, rests back and says, goes back into itself and says, what was it all about? I was immortal all the time. Why was I trying to seek immortality outside? I am of the nature of infinite bliss. Why was I trying to do that? Seek little bit of happiness outside there. I am of the nature of that omniscient infinite knowledge. Why was I just running after tidbits of sense knowledge there? And he simply sits in himself, alone, happy, content, peace with himself. This is how the divine plays. It's the ocean which is that existence, knowledge, bliss, infinite pure. It's one without a second. Whatever reason we can't explain, there cannot be a reason. He becomes many waves. Thousands of waves, millions of waves. Big waves, small waves, wavelets of all shapes, sizes and colors belonging to this. Of course, there's only one ocean, but we say there are 5 oceans. That's how we talk. But from the ocean's point of view, there's just one. That ocean is playing with itself. If you ask the ocean the question, why did you become many? He said, I just fancied it. I like it, I play with myself. What's that to you? You say, I'm complaining because I'm suffering here. He says, who are you? It's me only. It's your ignorance that you think yourself to be different from me that is the cause of your suffering. How do we bridge this ignorance? How do we reconnect ourselves and feel the divine presence all the time, just like the wave doesn't think it's something, a separate entity floating in the sky somewhere. It's ever connected to the ocean, both in the form and the content. He understands that the water that's inside this ocean and the water that's inside the wave are the same. Only in ignorance he's identified with the little wave form. And when knowledge comes, he's identified with the whole ocean. He cannot be in both places at the same time. He has to give up one to become the ocean. I have to give up the wave nature. So this ego that is inside us, identified with this body-mind complex, has to become reduced, attenuated. That's the path of devotion and surrender. The ocean is the master, the Lord, and the wave is the devotee. And he says, it's understood there. No matter how big I make this wave, it's never going to be like the ocean. A smarter way of doing it. I'll reduce it, surrender, and then suddenly it has become part of the ocean. Suddenly he feels how vast, how big, cannot express it. Why is he floating there? Because it's the wish of the ocean that the wave should remain there. So when the devotee understands that, he approaches the ocean and says, can you please make way, let me enter. And the ocean is always very receptive, constant touch. But it wants the desire from the wave to come, says, I want to come home. And that happens, she opens the gate and we sink in and become part of it. Of course, then the other waves, they will continue. Many will keep on coming and going. But the one that's
chooses to enter, for him the door becomes open. The Upanishads say, Yameva esha vrinite tena labhya tesya esha atma vivrinite tanum swam. Yam eva esha vrinite. By those who seek it, by them the truth is realized. First you have to be a seeker. You have to knock and the door will open. Don't knock, the door will not locked actually. But it will not open because we are not interested in it. Yameva esha vrinite tena labhya tasya esha atma vivrinite tanum swam. To such a seeker, this Atman reveals itself. It has just put a covering of Maya, hides himself and makes him feel something separate and different and limited and all that. When he wants to get back home, he says, "You never left. You're always part of me. Actually, I was always there holding you. It was me who was providing all the nourishment and energy and intelligence and happiness from within. But you are so busy playing the games outside. Now that you don't want to play, come back home. Just like the mother takes the child in the lap, likewise the divine takes the child Jiva into her lap, and that's where we feel safe, happy, content, without any worries, without any tension, just like a baby in the mother's lap. How do we make the return journey? We will continue with this discussions a little bit more. Take it further in the next Sunday class. Until then, I hope you will chew the cud. Little stories I have told, try to reflect on them, personalize them and think and see if it can spark something and bring a little bit more seriousness for you to actually stop reading the map but walking the journey. Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om shanti 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 hari om tat sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.